Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto content. Today, we're going to be talking about HBAR. No surprise there, of course, but I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about what's happening. So right now, currently, we are seeing the transactions almost hit 1.4 billion, but we did cross the 300,000 total accounts being created, which is great. We do see more and more growing adoption for the network every single day. Network's still doing about 3.5 transactions a day. Tell me what other cryptocurrency is actually doing that, and I will wait because, listen, ADA, a lot of those top 10 assets are not nearly doing this many transactions a day that are in the same source of Hedera. Now, I told you guys, we're still growing every single week, every single day. Transactions are ramping up to about, it did 17% of a gain in 1 week. We're at about 28 million transactions since the 30th of June, which we do see here. They were doing about 3.6 million transactions a day there, 3.5, 3.5 again, 3.5 again, 3.4 a little bit, almost 3.5. 3.4 is again, it's almost at like that, almost 3.5 is pretty much the daily transactions per day, which is very good. Overall, these transactions that we're seeing, these actually in 1 hour, we're doing about 55,000 transactions an hour, and some of them ramp up even more. It all depends, but for me personally, the reason why I even talk about these transactions is just because these are the actual statistics of the network. Now, I'm not actually impressed by these numbers at all. And I know that you might be asking yourselves, well, why? I mean, that's almost 1.4 billion transactions. The reason why I'm not impressed by these is because Hedera's only been in the game for about 2 years. And this year, we're only in this year about 7 months. We still have about 5 months left until we do see the end of this year. And the reason why I even talk about that, and the even reason why I even bring that up, is because I think that Hedera could very, very much take over a lot of this market. And I think that once we do see mass adoption happening, I think that's when we will really see these transactions ramp up. I think that's when we will be seeing a lot more transactions being made. I think that's when we will see, the total accounts growing day by day. And I do think that we could turn this 3.5 million transactions a day into about 3.5 billion a day once we do see mass adoption. And when we talk about this, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this, right? We're seeing, since the next town hall is on the 19th of July, I am 100% certain that we will see new council member announcement before this date. It can be tomorrow. It could be, the day after, or it could be next week, and it's going to be a big one. And yeah, when we talk about this, I do think that, we're going to be seeing a lot more adoption happening this year. Like I said, we still have 5 months to see what's going to really happen with HBAR. I could see us having a lot more council members being brought on. We've talked about the automotive, scene. We've talked about a lot more other, things in terms of, Microsoft and stuff like that. Even Amazon, right? We've talked about Amazon as well. And I do think that the adoption is, it's here, but it's nothing too crazy. I want to see a lot more council members being joined onto the board. We've seen, Chainlink come out, MVC, stuff like that. There's nothing too crazy, right? I want to see a major company join the team. I've already mentioned that I do think that they're waiting until the market really stabilizes. And I know that a lot of people will say that, well, why would they wait? Well, it's simple, right? They want to see, as much as we want the price to move, I'm sure they want the price to move as well. Now, we already talked about how Lehman and even Man said that they want slow growth, and that's totally fine. They are growing slow, but their slow compared to our slow is completely different. They want slow growth for the project to really kind of, maintain its integrity. But I do think that that's going to kind of collapse on itself once we do see a lot more individuals joining in on HBAR. Now, they're not talking about slow growth for the price. They're just talking about slow growth for the network itself, and that's totally fine. But I still think that we will see a lot of ramped up transactions, a lot more council members joining the team, and a lot more adoption happening for HBAR as the time goes on. And we still, like I said, have 5 months left in this year, so we could see a lot more bullish news coming out very soon. But next, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. Now, shout out to Barbarian. He's quoting this video on YouTube, and this is why Hedera Hashgraph has massive potential. And we're seeing Hedera is just that good, says Rogi Dinero. And we're seeing there's not much selling going on because everybody knows what they're holding. A really good overview of Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR covering key FA and TA of the project. And I just want to say, yeah, there's not a lot of people selling HBAR right now. Anybody who is selling HBAR right now obviously does not know what they are holding. Because if you do know what you're holding, you would be locking your HBAR away, locking it up, forgetting about it, and coming back to it when it has increased significantly 10, 100x, right? Because I don't think that $10 is the stopping point for HBAR. That's my current target point, yes. But I think we could easily hit triple digits at some point in time. That some point in time is, 5 years from now, could be 6 years from now. I do think in the next bull run, and I'm going to be here during the bear market too, regardless of people watching or not. I'm going to keep you guys informed the entire way through. But when we talk about HBAR, I am significantly going to be accumulating HBAR during the bear market because I do know that during the next bull run, it does have the potential to be a triple digit asset. And I think long term, now I say long term very heavily because long term could be 10, 20 years. I think that it has the power to be a 4-digit asset as more and more inflation happens overall, and also the crypto total market cap continues to go up. Because realistically speaking, I know when I say $1,000 for an asset or $100 for an asset, a lot of people kind of just lose their mind. They're saying, get the hopium out of here. Well, overall, if say or so tomorrow, right, HBAR went to $1,000. We would be at about a $50 trillion market cap for HBAR. And I do know that that is a significant number. It's not, a cheap number or anything like that. 50 trillion is an astronomical number. But as we do see more and more inflation happening, 10 years down the road or even 15 years down the road, $50 trillion to a lot of individuals are going to just be like, well, that's nothing. Especially when we look at the derivatives market being 1 quadrillion. I'm not saying that HBAR is guaranteed to go to $1,000, and I don't think that it's going to $1,000 next year or 5 years. I'm talking about 10, 20 years down the road. Because I do think that cryptocurrencies are the future, and I do think that HBAR is definitely a big key component to that. But last but not least, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what Danny Ide's saying here. And he's talking about Hedera governing council member believes electricity plays a major role in decarbonizing economics and fighting climate change. It has made the commitment to convert 100% of its light vehicle fleet to electric by 2030. That's more than 40,000 vehicles. And I've talked about this. We've talked about them basically joining in on the electricity game. They actually have a partnership with an electrical company. And I do think that this is only the beginning, but we do know that EV vehicles are pretty much the future for all vehicles. They kind of want to make a thing where they convert old gas-powered vehicles to even, EV as well. Now again, I think that this is huge for Hedera. Again, it's another governing council member, so this is, massively important to really kind of analyze. But we do see here that EDF Official and Nuvei Corp, I hope that I said that right, have plans to start testing EV batteries trading flex markets in Project Leo, UK, and it's only a matter of time before electric vehicles are connected to DOTs like Hedera. So what are smart charging and V2G anyway? The joint venture between EDF Official and Nuvei Corp is Dreeve. It aims at commercializing V2G in Europe. If you think that this is sci-fi, you're mistaken. A CEO has just turned electric, his fleet of 160 cars, and is using the technology today. But what about your car? Paying a charging station with HBAR, is that a far-fetched reality? In 2017, 3 teams from NCashOfficial and also Oslo to Rome project demonstrated the potential of blockchain for payment on borderless electric charging networks. And I think that this is actually very interesting to look at because even Tesla, right? I actually live next to a charging station. It's only about, I would say 45 minutes away. Um, a lot of people go there. I mean, it's jam-packed every single day. I think that charging stations and EV vehicles are the future. I think that that is really what's going to happen as more and more time goes on. A lot more, need for sustainability is in the works. I see it every single day, right? Green powered this, green powered that. Everybody wants to go green. It's no, secret at this point that we want to save the earth. We want to make sure that it's sustainable for the future, for our children, for their children. And I think that it does start with vehicles. I think that corporations also play a big role in this as well. So I think that, not only is it important to have electricity green, but it's also very important to have vehicles green. If Hedera could really kind of capitalize on this EV, market, that is going to be huge for the price and also for any HBAR holder. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Shout out to Danny Ide. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys can follow me on Twitter at NCashOfficial. You guys could also join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope they all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.